So sorry, Libby. This is for Libby specifically. She paid for 2 questions. I'm doing her questions, and then I'm gonna end the live. I just, my iPad just died, so had to, well, it cut me off for a second, so I totally just, it kind of like happened. I did not even realize 1%. I'm like trying to plug in. Boom. So sorry about that. But we're back. So just waiting for Libby to get here, and then we'll continue. Hi, Nick Smiley. How's your channel doing? How are you doing? How are you liking it? You enjoying it? Gotta get a reading from you. Keep forgetting. So after this, if you're open, if you're available, let's do that. Libby, okay, right on. Hi. How are you doing? So sorry about that. My shit died and I had to plug back in. So we're here now, and this is for you, okay? I'm not doing any other questions, just yours. So let's do this. You wanted to know. You want to know about Irving's feelings. Or thoughts, I'm sorry, thoughts for you currently. And I did see the 5 of Pentacles and the Magician. So that kind of seems like it's saying he sees you as a person who's been through a lot. Maybe you've been abandoned, or maybe you carry yourself as if you've been hurt or something, or maybe he just sees it that way. But like you're kind of broken in a way, you know, or or like somebody's hurt you or something. But you're still able to make shit happen, like, with that. You're still, like, you overcome things. You know, the Magician can do pretty much anything he sets his mind to, because basically he has all the tools he needs to do it. It's just doing it, you know? So he sees you as a doer, or as the person that can make things happen, even though you've been through a lot of shit, or something has, you know, tragic has happened for you, or maybe that's what he just feels or something. But it's kind of like he thinks highly of you in that way, like you're able to overcome and take action. Like I said, a doer. Opportunities to take action. He sees like you're an opportunist, where like you do things when they're appropriate at a good time. Like you have that kind of like, you can see when it's the right time and when it's not, you know? You make good decisions, I guess, and you do things that help you to, you know, succeed or progress where you're trying to progress and find success. So I feel like he respects you, you know? It sounds respectable. Like you have good judgment. Yeah, like you have your head on right. You have your head on straight, because the way that you're going in life as you go through it is kind of like you use your better judgment, or you just, you know, you use your judgment. You think things through, and you do things like that help your life, instead of like making all these fucked up decisions and having all these regrets. I mean, we all have them, but it seems like in his view, anyway, it seems that you kind of make the right decisions at the right time, and you know, you kind of seem mature and wise, I guess you could say. Like you just know how to navigate your life, and you make things happen for yourself, even though there's things in the way, like they are for all of us. You know, we all go through obstacles, but for you it kind of seems like you don't let that stop you, you know? And if you can't do it this way, you'll find another way to do it. Like the Magician, he can do anything. He doesn't need anything else to do it. He just has to do it. He just has to know that, basically, that he can do it. So apparently Irving sees it that way, that you know, and that you can, and that you do, and that you will, and that you have, and, you know, that you make it happen. You're good. So, you know, you kind of know how to do things and how to make it work for yourself. So, anything else you want to know about that? Because I feel like that kind of answers it, but, it's kind of short. So you're definitely, like, in his mind, not really like a lost person. You kind of know what you're doing and have that confidence, and, you know, have that, like, you don't really ask, you know what you're doing kind of thing, you know? Your head's on right, your head's on straight. Does he find you attractive? Well, I think that in itself is attractive, but, like, literally physically. Let's see. Does he find her attractive, and can you see him? Can you see him being with her, or is he gonna be wanting something with her. Like, what does he feel for her emotionally or romantically? Does he feel anything for her romantically? Interesting. There could be a Taurus person involved. Kind of like I was saying, like, already what we're talking about, his thoughts of it, like, you know, how you have your head on straight and everything, you know what you're doing. That in itself is pretty attractive because you, like, aren't, like, this lost person that needs all this help. Like, you're kind of like, you got it down. And that's attractive in itself. But even more so, it's like, to add to that, you know, there's this whole thing which makes, it's either Taurus or it could be both, that it's, you know, this is kind of like talking about like what you're supposed to do, so like what people are thinking like in society, like what you're expected to do, what would be accepted, you know, for you to do, like what people would accept in society, like your community or whatever we're talking about. But the thing is, like, it doesn't really seem like a great thing just because is it talking about you look good on the outside, like this is what people would think you guys should be together, but it's not really what you want. But really I think it's, you know, because it could be marriage and commitment too, so I'm thinking like instead of what society thinks of you, it's more noting on the fact that, or on the, you know, idea of commitment and like something, well, committed, you know, something long-term and something serious, you know, like actual commitment, maybe even marriage here, right? Because that's the marriage card, but it's, you know, sometimes we're just talking about like a committed thing, relationship. So I feel like that's kind of like part of this for them, like they're considering that, or they see you as a person that could be committed, like you're not just crazy and out there and like not trustworthy, like you already have your head on straight and you do things that help you to succeed in life and you overcome obstacles. But you know, that would be the kind of thing you'd want to be with, right? You'd want to be in a committed relationship with someone like that. Like that kind of seems like a good idea, you know, instead of like the opposite. So commitment's there, and you know, the potential for that, or they see you as a person they could be committed to, or a person that is commitment material, I should say, you know, somebody who can be committed and is serious enough to be like in a relationship and be responsible, you know, it wouldn't be like a bad idea because you kind of have shit going on. And then we have here this whole kind of more feminine side of it, right? Like you have the power, you have the like, you know, you can take action for yourself, you can take care of yourself, it's powerful, it's almost masculine, right? You know, the taking action and the being, you know, able to do things, not that women can't and it's not feminine, but you know what I mean, just that side of it, it's kind of the masculine side, like the able to do things and get it done and, you know, for yourself kind of thing. It's kind of powerful, and I feel like that's kind of masculine side of it, and then the feminine side comes out, and he also is, yeah, I would say definitely attracted, because we have here two very feminine energies, which would represent, first of all, possibly child, possibly pregnancy, which, you know, be careful with that, obviously, because it's a very serious thing, duh. But, you know, the Empress a lot of times can mean pregnancy. It doesn't have to, though. It could mean that this is the, you know, beginning of something very potentially beautiful and something, you know, very potentially connected and committed, you know, with commitment here. But it seems like, you know, commitment, and also here with, you know, possibly pregnancy, and possibly this is like a very motherly figure, the Queen of Cups, very nurturing figure. So, you know, not only does he see it as like you're able to get shit done for yourself and handle your shit, but also you're able to be that feminine nurturing side that maybe he's looking for in a person, in a partner, right? So it's kind of like the whole package, really. But what we're seeing here are these different events that are kind of pretty serious. So if this is not pregnancy, then we're talking here about like this new beautiful beginning between you, that there's a lot of potential here, and it could become something, you know, very committed. And I feel like, you know, he's looking at this in almost like a very serious way, like almost like, is this person like, you know, do people do that? Like, is this person like right? You know, like he's seeing, checking off all the things on the list, like you just, it seems like you got it all, you know. So really it's kind of like, but it's in a practical way, you know, like not only are they attractive, but like they have their head screwed on correctly, and they're responsible, and they take care of their business, and they're also feminine enough and nurturing, womanly, you know, you know, it's like kind of like old school, like I don't know if I'm just like thinking it's old school, But it's funny because I feel like people don't always think about things like that. Like, they just kind of go for it, and they think the person's hot, so they just like go for it. But it kind of seems like they're looking deeper, and you just have things that are like worthy of being committed to, which is cool. So yeah. Yeah, I feel like they definitely are interested, or if they haven't shown interest, I feel like they're kind of looking at you like, they could, like that would be a good idea to go in that direction, maybe, I don't know if they feel like you are attracted to them, or if they even have a chance with you or what, but, it kind of seems like you're their ideal, like the ideal of what would be a good, person to be with, or like what would be a good idea to go in that direction. But I don't know if they think they're worthy enough. Maybe they don't even think about it. They're like, oh, they would never, let's see how they are. Like, do they even think they have a chance or anything? Like, I want to see what the romance angels say. Like, are they just admiring you, but they're not going to go for it because they're like, oh, I don't even know, like, they would never want me or something, but that's a woman right there. I don't know. Let's see. Where's this going to go? Tell me where this is going to go. Can we see where this is going to go? Let's see anything about where this is going to go. Anything to see about where this is going to go. What's the energy of this connection? Is it going to become a connection? Is it going to become something? What do we see happening here? Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. It's kind of like the thing we were talking about before, like the last reading, like soulmate, calling in your soulmate. It's talking about like, you have to know, like, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations will help bring you together, because then you know who it is and how it is, and you know that it's that person. But, you're not wasting time on, like, what isn't for you. You already know that from the beginning. That's not for me. That's not what I'm looking for. But when you are imagining and visualizing and drawing it towards you, then you know when you see it, you know what it is, and you feel it, right? So that's kind of like the same thing. It's saying clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you, and it can't come to you if you don't know what it is, right? So it's kind of like you have to like get in there and figure out what that looks like. And so it could be something if you choose for it to be, but if he's right, then you're good at taking opportunities at the right time. So if this is the right opportunity for you, I trust that you'll do what you need to do to get that to be, a thing for yourself, like, make it happen. So let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So don't go too crazy with it, but it should be something that you just feel is right. It shouldn't be like you have to force it, right? So if you feel like it's not right, then it's, probably not. But, it's up to you what you feel like you should do about it. It's just that whole idea of like clearly you decide what you want so it comes to you now. It's kind of like you'll probably know if it's right, if it's what you're looking for or not. It's not like it's going to take years to figure out. It's like it should be, you should understand it pretty clearly. It should feel like it's right or it's not, But stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So maybe you're having a lot of doubts or second guesses or second thoughts right now. You're like, maybe this person isn't for me. I don't know. It doesn't really feel right yet. I don't know. Should I just know that? Like, you're like having all these like thoughts, and it's like you have to break away from your analytical mind, and if you're gonna connect with yourself, because your analytical mind, is gonna tell you all sorts of shit and freak you out. because it's analyzing everything to keep you safe, but it's really kind of like distracting, and some things are a little bit dramatic and over exaggerated, and it's kind of like not always exactly true what you're telling yourself, what you're analyzing, what you're trying to, you know, keep yourself protected. It's like sometimes you limit yourself doing that, or you put yourself in a state of fear, and that's limiting as well. Right, so that's why I like how it says, you know, let the situation unfold naturally, and then it also says, but be optimistic, like, don't worry yourself to death about this, you know, like, don't, like, worry about this, like, allow yourself to see the positive, and if it works out, it works out. Don't try too hard to force anything that isn't happening, and don't try to resist anything that's trying to happen, you know? Just let it happen. And if it's for you, it will happen, and if it's not, then maybe it's not gonna happen, you know? Which is fine, but just don't try to control it. Try to just see where it goes. And addictions are affecting your romantic life. Codependency. Here we are with some kind of issue, but nothing is perfect, so that's kind of to be expected. Oh, Jesus, this thing is not playing. Alright, so here we have a little bit of a bump in the road, right? So addictions are affecting your romantic life. That could mean a number of things. Codependency is love addiction, right? So that's, you know, maybe that's where we kind of get too attached here or something. Let's see what this is, you know, where else we're going with this. Obviously, it's saying it's not going to be perfect. There's things that happen, bumps in the road, and things that maybe you guys are both addicted to for whatever, like, maybe it's codependency itself that kind of gets in the way, you know? Maybe you guys are both codependent, or it turns into that, or that's something you're kind of, like, have a tendency to, you know, lean towards that behavior. Oh my god. This shit's getting deep. It's like, I didn't expect that. That could explain some things. But if you don't believe in past lives and all that, then that's fine. It's basically just saying, like, it feels familiar, you feel like you know the person, or you feel like very familiar with them very soon. Like, it doesn't, even if you don't know them, it just feels like you've known each other for a long time. It feels like you're very comfortable together, and it feels like it's happening for a reason kind of thing. Like, it just feels like you already know each other kind of thing, you know? Even if you don't, like, and not saying you do, necessarily. It's just, like, it just feels right kind of a thing. You know, you feel like it's okay to, like, get closer to the person. It doesn't feel, like, uncomfortable, really. It feels comfortable. Dude. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. This could be the one. I think enough said with that. I think it's gonna happen. I mean, I feel like saying that, though, is gonna make you start to, like, think about what you should do to make it happen sooner, or, like, better, and it's like, don't do all that. Wow. Damn. Damn. You're like, I actually already told him I thought I knew him in a past life. Damn, that's crazy. Who told you that? I'm just curious, like, if it was a reader, or... I always love, like, learning about new readers or people that people resonate with, you know, people that you can, like, actually say, like, yeah, that's what they said, and that's what's happening, you know? Like, on YouTube, or do you know who it was? Like, because I'm interested. Not for your personal thing, but, you know. I'd like to see if I like them too. But yeah, this is a pretty deep reading. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it's nice when it ends positively, or it seems like it's going in a positive direction, because it's not always that way with love readings for me. Like, I don't always see positive shit. A lot of times it's not. So it's kind of cool that it's playing out in that way, and it seems favorable, and it seems positive. It seems like it could be a cool thing for you. because that's not always my experience with these kinds of readings. A lot of times it's like, ew, no, 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 no. But, you know, we do have free will, so I trust you'll do what you feel is best for yourself. But yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Like, I'm happy for you. That's cool. Darn. Well, you're gonna have to remember and let me know. You're gonna have to tell me when you figure it out, if you ever remember. But with that being said, do you have any other questions or anything that I haven't touched on that you're still wondering about? Let me know. Speak now or forever, because I'm never coming back. Oh wait, tomorrow I am coming back. Stupid. I want to get a reading right now. Gonna try to remember. No, I don't have any other questions. Okay, well, thanks for your donations, of course. I really appreciate that, and I hope you got some clarity here, or got some, you know, kind of sense of understanding of the situation. Also, Marlon, Drulandra, Libby, Malibu, and Hidayah, thank you for your donations, and thank you guys for coming. Please like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't already. Catch me on Instagram at Original Insights Tarot, and you can find out the next time I'm going to go live, which is tomorrow, and I'll put the time before I go live, so follow me and check that out, and be here tomorrow. And if I didn't answer your questions, then I'll do that tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to get to you tomorrow. Let me know if you're new and you get a free one. So with that being said, you guys have a good night, and I'll see you soon.